Hello, welcome to this edition of the M plus M podcast. I'm here with Matthew Wisniewski.
What's up, guys? We're back again.
Yeah, it's been a while since the last podcast, and we're just going to talk to you about sports. The NFL starting the playoffs next week. NHL is up and MLS is over, but we're going to just talk a little bit about the Red Bulls.
This is our New Year's edition of the M plus M podcast. Probably watching this after New Year's. It's good. We got the NFL playoffs.
And also, we're using the Snowball microphone, and you might be wondering why the sound quality sounds very crisp and nice.
Yes, it's because this new microphone. But let's just go right into it with the NFL playoffs. We got the NFL playoffs coming up. All the games are over. The first few games are Cardinals, Panthers,
That's
Ravens,
wild card.
Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, Colts, Lions, Cowboys.
So my prediction, I think, for the Cardinals-Panthers game, I think the Cardinals are going to just completely win.
Because
the Panthers are not even a winning team. They're like 6-8-1.
But here's the thing I have to say. The Panthers, they're either going to get wiped out or they're going to have this close comeback win. So
also, I just think the Cardinals kind of disappointed me a little bit because the beginning they were playing fantastic insane. And they let up 4 losses or 5.
The Ravens, Steelers, I haven't watched either team at all this year. So I have no clue.
It really depends. I think the Ravens can win. I think the Steelers can win with the running game of Le'Veon Bell, but I heard that he I don't think he tore his ligament in his knee. I don't think they were saying how he might have. But Antonio Brown played fantastic against the Bengals last game. And I just think it just depends on the quarterback. If Joe Flacco has a good game, then I think, it just depends, really, who's playing better. And it says that Pittsburgh's at home, so I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win because they're home.
Then there's the Bengals at Colts, which my money's on the Colts.
Me too. Andrew Luck's just been so good this year. He started to kind of slow down a little bit, but towards the end, but they're trying to rest him up for the game. So
now the Lions, Cowboys. I'm gonna say the Lions pretty safely.
It really actually depends on Tony Romo. If Romo plays bad,
that is true.
Then they're done. But if he's starting to run out of the pocket, get past the linebackers and defensive linemen and throws it to Des Bryant and DeMarco Murray's having a great game, I think the Cowboys can definitely actually win it by a big amount. And also Lions, Matt Stafford is also an inconsistent quarterback just like Tony Romo. Has games that he's just amazing, like fantasy points, he can just blow up other teams, and then there's times that you just wonder what's wrong with him. So it really depends with the quarterbacks in that game. But if I do have to give an upper hand, I'm giving it to the Lions because of the division they're in.
Now, what do you think is going to be the Super Bowl matchup?
Super Bowl matchup, I think if the Denver Broncos face up. Wait, but then who would they face up against?
The Broncos are facing
between.
They face
because they didn't win. They get the home field advantage, so they'd be playing the Steelers Ravens, I believe, right? Or the Cardinals
I don't
and
think
the
it matters.
Panthers.
I think the Broncos are gonna win that game anyway.
I don't think so. Well, it depends because they're home, and it depends who they're playing.
My prediction, I'm gonna say right now. This is a tough prediction, but I'm gonna go Broncos. Seahawks rematch.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Seahawks are not good enough.
Because
the Seahawks are not good enough.
I don't think really any of these teams are really hot right now. The Broncos aren't either. The Patriots, the problem I have is they were hot, but I don't think they're as hot anymore.
I think they are. They're really Tom Brady's just starting to really begin to play like his old self. I think
the only problem I have is that I think the Seahawks are the best in the NFC, but they're not good.
Yeah.
They're really not.
I think it's going to be Green Bay Packers versus the Patriots. I just don't think the Denver Broncos are going to make a repeat. I don't think Peyton Manning's been having a great season. He started off pretty decent, and he just hasn't been the same. The running game's just been insane with Anderson. but I just don't think they're gonna have I don't think they're gonna get to the Super Bowl.
All right, so I'm gonna revise my prediction.
Oh, revising. I see you're kind of figuring out that the Denver Broncos aren't gonna be that good.
But
I just think
Colts are in the NFC, right?
yes, no, yeah, no, they're in the AFC. Colts.
Okay, so
Colts are in the AFC.
Colts are in the AFC. So
Who do you think?
I just
You don't know.
I honestly don't know. I can't tell at this point. I'm gonna have to look after this weekend
To
who
really
gets
predict.
eliminated.
I
who
just
gets
I
not.
think it's gonna be for the AFC. It's gonna be between the Colts and the Patriots. I think if the Colts play the Broncos in Denver, I actually think they have a pretty decent shot. But if it's the Cincinnati Bengals that are gonna play the Broncos in the championship in the divisional playoff game, I think the Broncos will definitely sweep them.
So,
But the problem is, it really depends who the Patriots are playing. Even if they play the Colts are pretty decent. Their defense is not the greatest, but it still is better than what it's just better than what they've been.
so what is your Super Bowl prediction?
Green Bay Packers versus the Patriots. I think it's gonna end up as you go up to the top. I think it's gonna be Patriots. It's gonna be I think it's gonna be the Steelers at the Broncos and the Colts at the Patriots. I believe that's what it's going to be, or it's the opposite. I don't know. Who would go and play the winner of that game? I don't know. I think if it's the Steelers versus the Broncos, because it's how it's lined up, it looks like it's going to be the Broncos. If it is the Broncos, I think the Steelers are going to actually win that game against the Broncos in Denver. It sounds crazy, but I think they can do it. They have Big Ben, which has won a Super Bowl. He knows how to deal with the pressure, so I think he could get past. And if the Colts play the Patriots, I think it will be close, but I think the Patriots will end up winning because Tom Brady's just a better quarterback, more experience. I really love Andrew Luck, just having a great year. Have him on my fantasy team. It's just racking up points every weekend. And just, I think, if it's the opposite, if it's Steelers, because I just don't think the Ravens are going to win that game. If the Steelers play at New England, I actually think the Steelers could win that game. And then if the Colts play Denver, I think Colts are going to go through. I don't know why. I just have that feeling if they do play them, I think Denver's not going to win that game.
Let's go to the MLS.
Red Bulls.
It's been a while. Our last podcast was us predicting. Obviously,
the Red Bulls
lost.
They tied actually 2-2, but it didn't matter because the away goals didn't help. They did not go through because of the goals aggregate. And so you probably already heard Henry does not want to come back with the Red Bulls in the 2015-2016. And then a couple weeks later, he ends up retiring. So in New England, where I got to see him, his last ever game ever playing in New England in a Red Bulls game, it was a great experience to see Henry through the season. Even Matt got to see him towards the end of the season. And he completely changed his team. I don't know what's going to happen next year. BWP, as many people, if you're Red Bull fans, already know, most people probably don't know, BWP, Bradley Wright Phillips, is now he's a DP now. So we only have, I think, 2 DPs so far. Tim Cahill's probably going to be gone. I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves to go back to somewhere like in Australia, maybe. So it's disappointed. And also, we traded away James Olave, our best defender, to Real Salt Lake for just money. I think it was more than $200,000. And we got for him. It's disappointing to lose him again, too. We lost already 2 of our best players on our team. James Olave, our best defender, central defender, and one of our best attacking forces, Thierry Henry.
So, Henry is his career has pretty much went. He started at Monaco in '94 after
Monaco.
being called up from the youth team, and then in 1999 he went to Juventus for one season. And
He
then
didn't play that much.
between '99 and 2007 he was on Arsenal,
Which was his
best team by far. Then he went to Barcelona and he didn't play that good. I mean, he was
didn't
still
fit,
good,
that didn't
but
fit his.
No.
He wasn't a huge fan. I'm pretty sure this happened. I watched an interview before he came, and they said that Henry was actually thinking about retiring after he went to Barcelona. He just didn't like the experience.
And
didn't
then
like it.
in 2010, he went to the Red Bulls, where he played 122 games and scored 51 goals. But in 2012, during that, he went on a 4-game loan to Arsenal and scored a goal.
Yeah.
But that was kind of a
Against
nice thing.
Leeds United.
But now, he officially is retiring. He's ending his career as a Red Bull. You know, he just fits perfectly with the Red Bulls, and it's really sad to see him go.
Yeah, we got to see Matt got to see him too in the playoffs. We saw him with amazing assists, the heel flick to BWP against DC United,
Yeah.
and the crazy over-the-top pass to Luli Ndula, and the crazy goals he scored. Just, it's heartbreaking to see him go, and I don't know what the Red Bulls are going to do now. It's going to be tough.
They're going to have to make some moves. And
A
now
lot
they
of
got
moves, because they lost their
NYCFC.
best defense of player, and we lost one of our best left mid striker. So, what's your prediction for the Red Bulls next year? Do you think they're gonna be a championship contender or
I don't
a
think they're
playoff
going to be
contender?
championship. I think they're going to be fighting to get into the playoffs like this year.
I think they're gonna be
underdog.
same thing. I think if they can get a head start they really need, all they need to do is have momentum, just like this year. It doesn't matter if you have the best player in the world or the worst. You just have to have momentum. The beginning of the season, they just were playing bad. They were losing, drawing, maybe winning a couple games, and then towards the end, the September games, they needed to win basically all the games. They only lost one game against LA.
Everyone in about, August? They were thinking, all right, yeah, it's a long shot for the Red Bulls to get in.
Not a long shot, but just like it seemed
was-
like we weren't gonna go far.
Yeah,
if we even did make the playoffs.
It seemed like playoff was unlikely, and if it was, we'd be that 5th seed. But we got in as 4th seed, beat Sporting Kansas City.
That was huge. The first,
Massive.
the last regular season game was the biggest. That actually just, I think, flipped the switch on them, and they just started and to play. Well, they were playing good before, but then that game just, when BWP got his 2 goals to tie the career, he got his milestone with the goals in a season, and then playing Kansas City home in a 1 game and it was actually on Goosey night, and they win 2-1 off of a BWP header, and then they take on DC United. They beat them in the first game 2-0, go into DC United and win, or they actually lost. What was the score? 3-2. 2-1 they lost.
United, yeah.
But that still didn't matter because they went through an aggregate with the 1 goal by Luli Ndula off of the assist by Thierry Henry, and then take on New England, lose the first game in a 2-1 heartbreaking loss. Jermaine Jones with a controversial, plays, gets the goal to win it, and then we go into New England. We tie 2-2. Luli Ndula, when he got the second goal to make it 2-1, I thought we were gonna actually win it, but it didn't end up.
That game, I don't know, but let's move on now to the NHL, where the Rangers. Right now, the surprise in the NHL, we haven't talked a lot about the NHL, is the Islanders,
Yes.
who historically are not very good. But right now,
The Islanders are in second in the Metropolitan Division.
24-11-1. Now, the last one stands for overtime losses.
That's
They have
pretty good, though.
49 points, which is tied with Pittsburgh. So they're right now sitting on top of the Metropolitan Division.
Pittsburgh is completely playing really well.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. Well, Pittsburgh was.
Pittsburgh's.
Playing
Oh
very
wait,
well.
Actually, Anaheim's the best team. They have 24 wins and
But-
8 losses.
The problem with the Pittsburgh is now they're falling. They're on a 4-game losing streak.
That's good.
And yeah, it's good for us. But Pittsburgh, I don't know how far. I think they were good, and they're
just
falling, and they're either gonna pick it up or just they're gonna get swooped up by the Islanders.
I don't know about Crosby, Sidney Crosby.
Sidney Crosby, yeah,
he hasn't been the same. I don't think.
No. Then right below him is the Islanders, who are very good this year, and then right under them with 43 points is the Washington.
For some reason, even though I don't watch hockey, I only watch the highlights, and I just see
all the Rangers games.
It seems like Alex Ovechkin, is not the same as he used to be. He just doesn't score that often. And like I used to always hear his name, goal, but
yeah,
now
I don't hear him as much. But the thing is, Washington's coming back up, and it's not really Ovechkin this time. It's the whole team that's kind of, and the Rangers, the Dallas Stars just snapped their 8-game winning streak. They were flying up. They're now at 42, so they're 1 point below Washington.
They just need one win.
Rangers have been doing amazing. Tons of goals scored by everyone. And then below that, there's Philadelphia with 34. So everyone below that is not doing that hot.
Like
including
Carolina, the Devils, and Columbus are not doing good.
Yeah, and then in the Atlantic, you got Tampa Bay, who's been doing good with 50 points.
That's the
Montreal has been doing good. Detroit's been doing good. Toronto's been doing good. Boston's been doing okay. Florida has been doing okay. Ottawa hasn't been doing great, and Buffalo's been.
If Florida was in the Metropolitan Division, they'd be right underneath the Rangers by 2 points.
Yeah, I really only hear highlights for Jersey games, and I know the Islanders have been doing good, and I really only watch the Rangers games, but I watch all of them. That's pretty good. And in the Western Conference, I am completely blind to what's happening there. I mean,
Chicago and Anaheim has the most points.
In the Pacific, you have Anaheim with 54. Then you got a 4-way tie for 43 points for second with Vancouver,
that's a tough division.
San Jose, Los Angeles, and Calgary. But they're only about halfway through, or how many? Yeah, 38 games. They're about halfway through the season, a little less. But right now, they just had winter break and they came back. Now teams playing up and again. And
what's your prediction for do you think any of the first place teams in the Western Conference or even in the Eastern Conferences, do you think any of them are gonna flop between the four?
Pittsburgh.
I think
I'm calling it right now.
I think
Pittsburgh.
Between the four, I just always seem to hear Anaheim always be the best team, and then they just completely fall. Like you never see them in the finals. You always see. I think that you always now see the LA Kings, and you gotta watch out for them.
Anaheim flops in the playoffs,
even though the Kings are not.
Kings are 43, which
even though they're
tied.
Not the great, they don't have the greatest record. They still can, if they make the playoffs, they can still really.
That's gonna be interesting to watch near the end of the season, how that's gonna play out. And if Los Angeles gets in, they go.
Who's the worst team?
Edmonton or the Oilers are not very good.
Oilers.
They're not making it.
Why would they name the team the Oilers?
I don't know. Wayne Gretzky
Where's Edmonton?
No, sorry.
Where's Edmonton?
Edmonton is in Canada. It's up by. I don't even know. Edmonton.
Calgary. I'm guessing
Calgary. Calgary's in the Midwest of Canada.
Okay.
What
team? Arizona. What team are they?
Calgary.
Yeah, what's their team like?
Oh, Stampede or Flames.
The Flames.
Thinking of CFL.
Oh.
Flames.
I thought the Flames were part of I thought they were in America.
No, Calgary's in there, and then
Winnipeg's in. They're the Winnipeg Jets.
Yes.
Minnesota.
Wild.
Oh, okay.
Minnesota
What's
Wild.
Who's the Thrashers?
The Thrashers.
What's even a Thrasher?
Is there?
I think it's Florida. I'm pretty sure it's Florida.
No, the Panthers.
Oh no, they're the Panthers. Buffalo? No.
No, not Detroit. No, Montreal.
Montreal. Yeah, Montreal.
Canadians. Tampa Bay.
No.
Tampa Bay. Lightning.
Another Lightning.
Buffalo
Sorry,
Sabres.
we just trying to figure out.
Yeah, we're
Chicago
not,
Blackhawks.
You don't obviously follow hockey that much.
But we're just trying to. Arizona? No, they're
Coyotes.
the Coyotes. I forgot.
Edmonton Oilers, Arizona Coyotes, Calgary Flames,
Los
San
Angeles
Jose
Kings,
Kings,
San Jose
Sharks.
Sharks, Vancouver Canucks,
Canucks,
Anaheim Ducks,
Ducks,
Colorado
Colorado
Avalanche, Dallas
Stars,
Stars, Minnesota
Wild,
Wild,
uh,
Winnipeg Jets, St. Louis Blues, Nashville Thrashers,
Predators, Chicago Blackhawks, Carolina Hurricanes. That's right.
New Jersey Devils, Columbus
Blue Jackets. Philadelphia
Philadelphia
Flyers, New York Rangers,
Rangers,
Washington Capitals,
Pittsburgh
New York
Penguins,
Islanders, Pittsburgh Penguins,
Buffalo
Buffalo Sabres, Ottawa Senators, Florida Panthers, Boston Bruins, Toronto Maple Leafs, Detroit Red Wings, Montreal Canadiens, and Tampa Bay
Where's
Lightning.
the Thrashers?
They're not a team.
They
Obviously.
they
Excuse the dogs barking.
I thought they were part of the. I thought the Thrashers were a team.
I guess not, but
They were a team. I'm pretty sure. I remember
look this
hearing
up.
their name.
the Thrashers.
That's not even how you pronounce. Thrashers. And
Excuse my spell. I am off.
The
Actually, you
Thrasher.
can't even see it.
do the hockey NHL. There they
Atlanta Thrashers.
Where-
Ice hockey team.
Where'd they go?
I don't even know.
Who's it? Are they even in the NHL?
Atlanta Thrashers. I feel like I have heard them now that you say it.
Yes, I've always heard of the Thrashers. I was
No, they're the Winnipeg Jets now.
Oh.
It started in 1999 to 2011 when they became the Jets.
I was always like, where's that Atlanta?
They won one division championship, and then now they moved up to Winnipeg.
What's it called? What's a Thrasher anyway?
I don't even know.
It sounds like a stupid like fairy tale thing.
The Jets
the
The Jets haven't done anything either, really.
No. So, I think that's it. We covered everything.
Wraps up everything.
I
so-
hope you enjoyed that edition of the M Plus M podcast.
Happy 2015.
15 and
We will
a
see
Merry
you.
Christmas, and now we're starting to use the snowball, so hopefully you guys like
Look
it.
it up, Snowball blue microphone.
And also, I'm going to make sure that I get a what's it called, the pop filter, so that
Yes, the filter.
we don't hear the pop pop pop. So I hope you enjoyed this edition of the M Plus M podcast. We'll make sure we get more podcasts out before the year,
No,
ends.
but anyway, you see
We're
you.
gonna get more podcasts.
Subscribe, everything.
Bye bye.
Have a good day.